Hi friends, in this short video I'll show you another strategy that I found and have already tested. In this strategy I use 4 different indicators, so let's gradually get started. So I'll start by adding all the indicators one by one. The first indicator is the Bollinger Bands. I'm adding this indicator to the chart. Here I go into settings and I need to adjust this indicator. So first I increase the period to 20. And the second parameter I increase to 2. Then I open the Styles tab, and here I turn off the middle line and disable the background. I leave only the upper and lower lines and adjust their colors a bit to my liking. For example, the upper line will be green, but I'll make it a bit thicker, and I'll also make the lower line green and a bit thicker too. And I'll understand that these two lines are the Bollinger Bands indicator. Then I add a moving average to the chart. Here I open the settings, increase the period to 21 and use the SMA type. So I don't change anything here. After that I go to Styles, and to make this line more visible, I think I'll repaint it white and make it a bit thicker. After that I click the Save button. The third indicator I will need is called MACD. I add it to the chart and go into the settings here. I change the fast period to 10, the slow period to 24, and the signal period to 8. After that, I go to Styles and disable all the lines, leaving only the histogram, as I will be working only with it. And the last indicator I will need is the one called RSI. I also add it to the chart. Here, I go to the settings and change the period to 7. After that, I go to Styles. Here, I turn off the middle line. I repaint the main line and make it slightly thicker, and I repaint the upper line in green and also make it a bit thicker, and I repaint the lower line in red and make it thicker too. Now, in order to open 1-minute trades, I set a candlestick chart type and definitely place 15-second candles here. Then I set the trade settings. I will open 1-minute trades. So here I set it to 1 minute. As usual, to open trades, I will use an amount that does not exceed 1% of my balance. In my case, I will use $450. Now I will talk about how this strategy works in general and how I open trades using it. So at the beginning, I look at where the current price is, and with this strategy, I try to work on chart reversals. For example, to enter an up trade, I will now consider such a setup. To open an up trade, the price needs to be at the lower boundary of the Bollinger Bands. It can move beyond this boundary or be near it, and this is the first condition. At this moment, I prepare to open up trades. Second condition, it is necessary for the RSI indicator that the current price is either below the red level or crossing this level from below upwards. This is the second condition. Then I need the price to start gradually closing in on the moving average. This is the third condition. And the fourth condition, for me to open an up trade, I need a few bars on the MACD indicator to be green. Well, for example, right now I can open an up trade. The entire necessary setup is right here. If I plan to open a down trade, then accordingly I look for the opposite situation. That is, I need the price to be at the upper boundary of the Bollinger Bands channel and then at the upper boundary of the RSI indicator to open a down trade. And I need a few red bars in a row to appear on the MACD indicator and for the price to start moving towards the moving average. In this case, I try to catch this reversal. Yes, with this strategy, I get fewer signals because sometimes I need to choose a chart to enter a trade. That means I spend a bit more time looking for the right moment to enter a trade. However, there are only a few seconds left until my up trade closes, and it is quite likely that it will close in profit without any problems. A few seconds, and yes, I make a profit on the first trade. Now it would be good for me to find a situation where I could enter a down trade. I need to look for another chart right now. Let's go step by step. With this strategy, I can work with absolutely any chart, so I'll go ahead and find a suitable currency pair. Well, for example, by the way, here is also a good option to enter an up trade, but I have already entered an up trade. I need to find something where I could enter a down trade. Here, I missed the right moment a bit, so I can't enter a down trade here anymore, so I need to look for something now. Right here, I also can't enter a trade. It's all because the price has already crossed the moving average. So at this moment, I definitely don't enter trades, so I missed this reversal and will have to look for something more suitable moving forward. Here's a good moment to enter an up trade, so I'll enter an up trade here. And in the meantime, I'll talk about balance distribution. I always open trades for an amount that does not exceed 1% of my balance, regardless of the set of indicators I use. I'm doing this because my trades are closing at a loss, and that's completely normal. For example, there were only 2 bars on the MACD indicator here, and I understand that this trade might close at a loss. So I will simply open the next trade with double the amount. That means if this trade closes at a loss now, I will open the next trade at $900. And if the $900 trade closes at a profit, it will cover the loss from this trade and I will earn a little extra. If, accordingly, the trade closes at a profit, then I return to the original trade amount. And if it closes at a loss, then I just double the trade amount again. Well, we see that here, apparently, my trade will close at a loss. Now, we need to wait a little and... No, I just got a refund. My $450 were returned to me, so I will no longer enter the trade here. I could have entered an up trade here, but I still want to find a moment to enter a down trade. Well, here, let me go into a down trade. Just 2 columns again, according to MACD, but in general, the situation is quite good for this strategy. That is, the price is near the upper boundary of the Bollinger Bands channel, and gradually our price begins to fall. We see that according to the RSI indicator, the white line has already crossed the green one from top to bottom, and the price has begun its movement towards the moving average. Just in case, I will still prepare $900 here so that I can cover myself. And let's zoom in on the chart a little, and I'll just wait to see how this trade closes. And great, my trade closes in the positive. I secure net profit, so there's no point in doubling up here. That's the whole strategy. I hope you discovered something new. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, because I don't have any paid courses or private channels. All I have is this YouTube channel where I show everything absolutely for free. Therefore, the best way to thank me is your activity in the form of likes and subscriptions to my channel. I also remind you that on my channel, I only share my personal experience. I do not give financial advice. Also, I remind you that all the indicator settings I used in this video will be left in a pinned comment. With that, I say goodbye to you. Wish you success.